Hello everyone, Adam here, and we've got to stop defending this type of garbage. Okay, let's recap. So yesterday it came out that Redfall, which is a brand new game from Bethesda, that's their big game this year. It's a type of open world first person shooter survival game where you work with buddies either solo or with a team, and you engage in an array of open world activities. Now, I'm sure a lot of us saw the infamous IGN video showcasing the game at its worst, but that game was shown at 60 frames per second. But apparently, we're not going to get that at launch, at least for console players. So, this was confirmed yesterday. Redfall will only launch in quality mode, and it will only provide 4K 30 frames per second for Xbox Series X and 140. I know I'm saying that one, 1440p at 30 frames per second for Series S, and performance mode will come at a later date. What that later date is, it's not really disclosed. So let's first talk about this. First, what is the difference? Quality mode and performance mode are for console players. Basically, players are able to determine whether they want higher resolution or higher frame rate. Traditionally, if you want higher frame rate, the game has a lower resolution and runs at a higher frame rate, and vice versa for quality mode. I think the earliest example for this, at least for me to experience this on console, was Bioshock 2. They had an option where the frame rate would be increased if you turn down the resolution to 720p. I prefer frame rate, especially when it comes to first person shooters. We're not talking about Dragon Quest or Octopath Traveler 2 or Final Fantasy, except, yeah, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I'm talking about the original Final Fantasy turn based games. These are first person shooters where you need that, Twitch like, why is that word escaping me? Reflex skills. I don't know. I'm getting old. Dear freaking Christ. But either way, you need that type of response, especially if you're playing, cooperatively or competitively. I'm not sure if Redfall has a competitive play, but either way, first person shooters, people want higher frame rate because naturally they want things to move at a quicker pace so they can see things that are happening at an alarming rate. It's kind of the default when it comes to a lot of these games. And the fact that they stated that they're going to launch this mode at a later date, which they did not provide, is quite alarming because, look, the first 3 weeks, I would say even the first month of your game release is where you're going to get a majority of your sales. Yeah, you can argue holiday seasons are also there, but I'm talking about full price. The game is just out. Everyone's talking about it. There are guides, there are tipped guides, there are Easter egg videos, there are walkthroughs, let's plays, all that stuff are coming out within the first week, at least, of the game coming out. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone wants to play it. So the fact they don't have a idea of when this is going to come out means that their game is just going to flop and die. I shouldn't say flop, but it's definitely not going to gain the same level of traction. You have to be hard pressed to get a gamer to reinstall or get the game and put it back into their console to replay the game for that experience. Yes, some games have successfully done that. I would argue God of War has done that when they added New Game Plus. Lots of people went back to the game because it was such a good game. People wanted to go back. They added new content such as the Ares and Zeus armor for the original God of War 2018. Not sure if they added anything for Ragnarok, but either way, it was such a good game at its start that people were like, yeah, I want to play the game on New Game Plus. I want to see what it's like. I want to dominate some enemies with my previously existing gear. But when you have a game like Redfall and it's looking like this game is not going to hit the marker when it launches, it's probably going to have at most a mediocre release. I know that's very harsh, but let's just state it for what it is. And if it doesn't hit the marker, people are not going to come back to it when you release this patch. Most people are going to be like, yeah, I'm done. That's it. I'm not going to re-download the game. It's what happened with games like Anthem. Like, people were expecting, oh, we'll come back for the Cataclysm update. No one came back. But then again, that game was also a live service where they were pitching for a 10-year update, I think. Multiple years. They were trying to turn it into the next Destiny. Didn't even come close to that. Either way, my argument for this would be, why not just delay the game? I'm going to put the camera so you see me better and, it's not so there. But why not delay the game? Like, I know that seems like a very obtuse word, but why not? I mean, Zelda is coming out. The next Star Wars game is about to come out. Just delay the game till, like, September or, June. Put it out in the summer months. Because let's face it, Xbox isn't about exclusives anymore. It's all about the Game Pass service. You download the Game Pass service, you get all the Xbox exclusives you could possibly want, and you play those games. Oh yeah, Starfield's coming out this year. Unless they delay that game, it looks like they're going to delay that game. I'm not really sure. I don't have confidence that it's going to come out this year. I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't have that level of confidence for that game. Either way, why not delay the game? I mean, Xbox isn't about exclusives. It's about the Game Pass. It's about pushing the Game Pass, and people will likely just play this game if you have Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, like I do. Just play it on PC. You get 60 frames per second. You get all the good quality of life issues that are not present within the Xbox version. So why not do that? It just seems that they just are now seeing the Xbox as an afterthought. I know there would be the argument of like, let's just release it on PC and then release it on console on a later date, because usually it goes vice versa for that. But I would also argue against that, because you're kind of isolating a large portion of your audience, especially when this is a Game Pass, first party release. You kind of want to push that. Game Pass stopped its $1 promotion, so it's clear that they're trying to go very hard with this service to make sure that it continues to generate profit. And the only way it's going to generate profit if they keep adding new games to the service. I still think is an outstanding, exceptional service. $15 and you get access to so many incredible games. Granted, I would say a good 20% of them don't work on Series X because of coding issues, like Dragon Age 2, Alice Madness Returns. I don't think a lot of the EA games don't work. Either way, it would have benefited them to just delay the game. People are willing to wait for a good game. Look at what happened with God of War Ragnarok. Literally, the reason that game was delayed was because Christopher Judge, who is the voice of the new Kratos, got sick. They didn't want to replace him as the lead actor, and they waited and accommodated his medical issues. Granted, not all companies could do that. I don't think indie game companies can afford to do that at all. But we're not talking about an indie company. We're talking about Microsoft. They own ZeniMax. They own Bethesda. I'm pretty sure they can afford delaying the game a couple of months, and they could add that time to not only improve the frame rate so everyone gets the quality mode, or just polish up the game, maybe add some new gameplay trailers. Heck, they can even go the extra mile and just say there's a demo out. You guys didn't like the IGN video? Here's a demo. Try the game for yourself. I feel like that's just such a retro thing, like an old boomer thing like myself, where you would get game demos. Yes, some game developers still do that, but it's just such an old thing. Like, hey, release a demo of your game and let people try it out. Usually they use it as open betas and stuff like that, but I would say within that time of delaying the game, you could add some more video, showcase the game in a good light, and then ultimately release a demo and show people, hey, we are working hard in this game. Look how it looks. Look how it plays. Judge for yourself. And you will garner a lot of goodwill from the community. Right now, goodwill among gaming communities is wearing thin. Like, it's not as prevalent as it once was. Yes, you still have companies like Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog. Those are like really owned by Sony. I'm trying to think of indie game companies, but I'm just going to think about the games they've developed, like House Monarch before they were bought out by Sony. I haven't played the Stanley Parable, but a lot of people said it was really good, and they're also beloved. Capcom, fantastic company. Freaking Monster Hunter. Yes, I'm a part of the Capcom Creators Program, so I should disclose that, but Capcom has been nailing it with their game releases as well. And despite negative reception for Square Enix, I think Square Enix has also been nailing it with Octopath Traveler 2, and I'm one of the very, very few people who liked Forspoken. So, throw your tomatoes at me as you wish. But I really think that this game should have been delayed, and this behavior should not be defended anymore. Delay the game, get us the quality patch. You'll garner a lot more positivity than if you release the game like this, because people are not going to forget, and they're going to be very upset. So that's my 2 cents on the subject. Tell me yours in the comments below. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. If you want to go the extra mile, subscription, and I'll see you all later. I did a video for Suicide Squad if you want to watch that. I'm probably going to do one video a day on this channel and trying to do the active uploads, but we'll see. Goodbye.